Ready?
We're on.
Good evening to the May 7th Newmarket Town Council meeting. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're going to begin tonight's meeting with the appointment of a new town councilor that's taking the place of Councilor Pickering. We have Jon Bentley, Leo Fillion, Ellen Reed, Brian Smeltz, David Spiegel, and Tom Swatek, all of whom have put their names in. And at this time, if any or all would like to come up to the podium and state your reasons and ask essentially any questions to the council and tell us why you'd like to be on the council, this is the opportunity. If anybody would like to do that. Please, just state your name and...
Sure. Good evening. My name's Brian Smeltz. My wife and I moved to Newmarket just about 4 years ago. We moved here from Chicago, but I was born and raised Northeast Ohio. That's where I lived my life for 30 years. I was a graduate from the University of Akron. My whole life experience, I've been working in manufacturing. Currently work over at Lonza Biologics since we've moved out here. We chose Newmarket. We love the town. At first we chose it because it was a equal distance for our driving for work. But we've grown to love the town. It's got a lot to offer. And we definitely know we've got a lot of difficult decisions that lie ahead for us. And with that being said, when I saw that there was an opening for town council, I thought this would be a great opportunity to lend my name and offer my time to help pave a way forward. I believe that when we have a town, we have a lot of decisions that have to be made. And it's definitely when we see our federal government sometimes not taking action, we look to our local governments more and more. And I believe this is a unique opportunity because I know that for our town that we have a lot on the table. I know we got things to consider with our school just to begin with. And I believe it's definitely going to take a lot of thought and effort to continue to make this a great town. And I hope that I can get your support. I'm definitely a person that's going to work hard, and I'm a person who believes that you do what is going to be best. I don't believe in, it's got to be one way or another. I believe that you got to look at what the information is. Here's the problem. This is how we're going to solve it, and we get united, and we figure out how we solve each problem that we face. But again, I thank you for your time and your consideration.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Jon Bentley, 14 Grant Road. I was honored enough to serve the last 4 years as a councilor. Obviously, my term I didn't rerun, just ended in March. Some of the things I'm proud of, I missed a total of 5 meetings in 4 years, counting all the meetings, the Saturday meetings, the special meetings. A couple other accomplishments, along with Councilors Wright and Carmichael, I was on part of a committee that had several meetings and interviews and ended up last year selecting 2 different companies that are going to end up running the water project, a huge project for our town, and the sewer project. It was done really well, along with the administrator, Mr. Mulaski. We had some other people from water and sewer departments in other areas, but it was a really tough process, but I think it was the right process, and I think we made the right decisions. Along with Council Nazaro and Chief Sierra, I was on the Police Negotiation Contract Committee. I think it was done really well, very professionally by both sides. I was proud to be part of that. I'd done some negotiations and past work in the past. As I said, I was councilor the last 4 years, including the last 2 years I was vice chair. I think I've been approachable. I've worked with 5 of you. I think I had a good rapport with the 5 of you that I've worked with in the past, and I think I would continue to do so. And obviously, I always need to say it, lifelong resident, and my family's been here since the 1700s, so I'm very vested in the town and the council and everything. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else, please? Thank you.
Good evening. My name is David Spiegel. I've lived in Newmarket for 11 years. I would imagine all of you have read the letter that I submitted, so I don't want to necessarily go over all what I think my credentials are. I think each of the candidates brings their own individual positive aspects to the council. I'm sure any one of us could serve on the council and bring something positive to the council. I believe that my business background, my entrepreneurial background, management, operations, allows me to assist the council in making important business decisions for the town, because ultimately the town council does make important business decisions. Obviously, the town itself is a different issue than the town council is a different issue than the town. And so I think I can bring a lot of insight and hopefully bring good judgment to bear in helping the town council make their decisions. As far as the town is concerned, I think although there are other issues that are distracting the town as far as the school issue is concerned, I think ultimately, since that's not within the purview of the town council, although the town council may choose to take some leadership role at some future time, I think it's very important for that distinction to be clear, and if I was selected for the position, I would be very much aware of that the role of the town council is different than that of the school board. Anyway, I wish everybody well, whoever the town council selects. Thank you
very much. Anyone else?
I'm Tom Swatek, Lamprey Road in Newmarket. And again, you have my letter too, so I don't want to reiterate a lot, but I'm putting my name into the town council because it's an opening in government in Newmarket, and I really haven't done that. There wasn't something that interested me, and I feel like having come off participation in the whole school issue this spring, I said to myself, if there was an opening to participate in the government, if that was possible, I would at least put my name in. I grew up in a city, but a Polish neighborhood in Buffalo, New York. It was a true Polish ghetto. In 10 blocks, either direction of the steel mill, you didn't have to speak English if you didn't want to. My parents learned English in first and second grade. But it was a working class town with working class issues, except for schools. You didn't have to worry about that. You went to the Catholic grade school, there were 3 of them. You went to public high school or public college or public kindergarten. There were high schools available, and it was valued, though, because of the immigrant parents behind it. The ones that couldn't speak English knew that the only way for their children to grow in this country was that method, that avenue. I think that's true of Newmarket. That's why I said in my letter that I think that there's one issue that the town faces as critical, core. I'm not, make no bones about saying the school issue is the most important issue for this town because everything else goes through it. It goes through it in terms of attitude. It goes through it in terms of feelings of people in this town for each other. You will have this town continue to digest this. It's not going away. So the way we spend money, the way we look at things, essentially is the school issue. I'm glad to see it return to a conversational stage, a talking stage, but I was dismayed watching the school board function the other night where the kind of bickering among staff, the team members, I just felt like, wow, we don't even know how to talk with each other yet. So I feel like I would offer a voice, but I'd offer a perspective. I went to a Jesuit high school, a Jesuit college. I've also gone to graduate school in social work, and I have a master's degree in art therapy. And the art therapy degree, although it's strange, I use it to work with children. I'm a psychotherapist by profession. I have a caseload of 90 people for Concord Hospital, and I work with children and families, elderly and adults. But the language of art, when I went to school there, was I was thrown in with musicians and people involved in the theater, people who were writers, people completely foreign to my, Polish view of life. And it changed me forever. I never saw anything again in that same viewpoint. And art does that, writing does that, but the openness to another door, another view of things repeatedly is what I brought out of there, and like I said, it's never going to change. So I would offer an intelligent voice, someone who believes in process, who believes in listening, but someone who expects an endpoint, a solution that's concrete, and it cannot please everyone. I also envision Newmarket to be a town of 15,000 people, not 9,000 people someday. I don't think there's any way I just think if you look at the growth of this town, if you look in the future, that's where it's going to go. And that's where you have to make your decisions based on. And I would be part of that future of the town. My guess is that I would last the term that's being offered, but I would hope for more. So that's who I am, and that's why I'm running.
Thank you very much. Anyone else?
Hello, my name is Ellen Reed. I live at 283 Lita Lane. I originally moved to Newmarket. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee, but I moved to Newmarket to attend UNH for my master's in environmental and socioeconomic ethics and policy. And so I think you probably all remember me from when I was annoying you about my cause a few months back. And so I think from that you probably know that I have a passion for citizen-run government and local government. And I have been looking for a role in which I can help people and help people in that aspect in government. And so when I was coming here, I got to see the work that you guys were doing, and I got an appreciation for the role of the town council and the local government in Newmarket. And we had fallen in love with Newmarket as well, as so many people seem to do. So I was interested in running for town council. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Going once? Going twice? We are gone. Thank you all very much for putting your names in. We have quite an array of folks, and I really do appreciate the fact that people took the time to write to the council and appear here tonight. So, without further ado, I will let the administrator go through the process or the format we're going to use to
Procedurally,
elect.
by charter, any appointee needs to receive 4 votes of the town council. So it's not 3, or if there was all, we have to have 4. The recommended, I read Robert's rules, and I read some other places, the ways you could do this. And instead of doing motions and seconds, the council can accept all of the letters of interest as nominations. And then we could do a roll call, and you can state your preferred candidate. If a candidate in the first round gets 4 votes, they're elected. If they don't, then you continue till somebody gets 4 votes. They have to be public. By right to know law, the vote has to be public to appoint. I just think that maybe an easier way to do it than try to motion and second for everybody is to state your preference for a candidate.
Fine with me.
Any objection? So now it's back to you guys, and you can discuss or vote or.
Does anyone have any discussion or questions they have for any of the candidates? We're not going to make a motion.
Nope.
We're just going to vote.
I can. What I'll do is I'll start with Council Wright. And you can
just go around?
state your preferred candidate, and we'll just go around the room. Everybody can state their candidate, and yeah.
Councilor Carmichael, did you have anything?
Oh, I thought we wanted to nominate.
Okay. Councilor Nazaro.
I just wanted to say that, one, just to echo what the chair said, that it's great to see so many individuals come in. To have, 6 names for 1 position when there's only 4 people running for 3 positions just a month ago, it's great to see, and I hope that, obviously only 1 person's going to be on up here. It's certainly nothing against those that did not, that don't get voted from my perspective, and there will be another election in March. So don't get disheartened. It'll be your turn again.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Council Wright.
Mr. Bentley.
Counselor Carmichael.
Jon Bentley.
Counselor Nazaro.
Ellen Reed.
Counselor Weinstein.
Brian Smeltz. I want to make sure I pronounce your name.
Counselor Pike.
Jon Bentley.
Counselor Levy.
Jon Bentley.
Jon Bentley is elected with 4 votes. Ellen Reed with 1, and Mr. Smeltz with 1 as well. I can immediately swear in Mr. Bentley, because you take it now. We have a packet for you as well.
Very good.
Well, yeah, I think there was some confusion, Mr. Last time this happened, 4 years ago, the person started the next week, and then I got... that's what
But
happened.
the charter says it's
Yeah, so
immediate.
I'm going to step out and make a call and see,
So you
because I
know-
have someone
you know
2 towns away
If
that
you
I
want,
need to pick
just
up.
let me swear you in,
Yes.
take a recess, I'll
Yeah,
swear him
that's
in, and
fine.
you can go, yeah.
We
And I
could-
may be able to sit right up here, I just
Yeah.
may need to
Yep.
go to Rochester.
Why don't we swear you in, and then
Yep,
then
that's
you
fine.
get back at your convenience?
Yep.
You do what you have to do?
Just as the peace can swear in.
You're Justice of the Peace?
Where's the ju- where-
I got a job for you in February.
Where would the justice of the peace be?
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Raise your right hand. Do you, Jon Bentley of Newmarket, solemnly swear that you will bear faith and true allegiance to the United States of America and the state of New Hampshire, and will continue to support the Constitution thereof?
I do.
Do you, Jon Bentley of Newmarket, New Hampshire, do solemnly and sincerely swear and affirm that you will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all duties incumbent upon you as a member of the Town Council, according to the best of your abilities, agreeably to the rules and regulations of this Constitution, the laws of the state of New Hampshire, and the articles of the Newmarket Town Charter?
I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you all.
I'll have you sign it.
If John, we can leave this packet right there when he gets back, and we can start. I don't think we need to take a recess right
No.
now. Thank you all for coming. And we just let, if anyone wants to leave.
Oh, we are recessed right now.
Oh, are we recessed? Okay. Well, I guess we're
Chris said we had a
recessed.
recess. Chris runs these
Hell,
meetings.
don't ask me what the hell you want to do.